Sia, welcome. Thanks for coming on board today to chat about your range of technologies. The field of wastewater, how do you view it at the moment in South Africa?
Thank you, Alistair. Thanks for the opportunity. Wastewater industry in South Africa is actually evolving quite rapidly. I think the challenge on the existing infrastructure actually exposes a lot of challenges that government is confronting. Now, which makes it an opportune time for companies like Opecs to come in and start contributing there. I think there's a lot of development that government has done, except upgrading the existing infrastructure on wastewater treatment.
Right. Okay, so for Opecs, how long has the company been in South Africa in operation?
The company has been in existence since 2009.
Okay.
Opecs is a group of companies.
Okay.
It has got a professional services aspect to it.
Okay.
And recently, in the last 4 to 5 years, has started operating the wastewater industry.
Okay.
So that's how long the company has been.
All right. So, Sia, I mean, what sets you apart in this very competitive sector?
Wastewater industry, I suppose we're talking
Yes.
about that one. On the wastewater industry, what sets us apart actually is the responsive nature of our technology.
Okay.
I think it is actually quite responsive in the sense that it assesses the environment.
Okay.
It comes with custom-built solution.
Okay.
In the sense that you will build the size of a plant that is targeted to resolve particular challenges of a certain size of a community.
Okay.
Our technology comes in different sizes. In rural areas, for instance, you don't want to build a huge mega plant that will treat about a few thousand community people. So we built a plant that is actually custom built for that. And what sets us apart as well is that the cost associated with the build of the plant are actually quite manageable.
Okay.
In relation to the size of the community that we seek to resolve. Okay. On top of that, we are able to build a plant that doesn't discharge any organic sludge because the costs associated with treating sludge are quite high. We don't use any chemicals as well in terms of the treatment of plant. And the quality of the water that we produce, the effluent, is such that it can be easily reusable as well. So that's what sets us apart in the existing conventional plants that we have.
Is this your own technology or is it an OEM technology that you're supporting in South Africa?
This is an OEM technology. We're actually partnering with Jinlo. It's a Chinese company. It's on the top 50 private companies in China.
Okay.
So what Jinlo does actually, it operates in 3 industries. They are number 1 meat processing company in China.
Okay.
They are number 1 soy business company in the world. And then they are actually relatively new as well in the water industry, about 15 to 20 years old. So what they've done, they've tried to come up with a solution that actually treats wastewater on site, an integrated wastewater treatment solution that is biological. That's quite integrated in the sense that it integrates anaerobic, anoxic, and aerobic in one chamber.
Okay.
And it uses the UV radiation to ensure that the treated water is actually sterilized, actually is treated more further.
Okay.
So that's what the technology comes from.
All right. And what is the technology called?
SPRAS, it's a sludge process reduction activated sludge.
Okay.
So what it actually focuses on is to reduce organic sludge and eliminate it completely on source, because the cost associated with treating sludge is actually quite high. Some of the outbreaks in diseases is caused actually by the sludge that is being discharged and not treated. Okay. So the focus of that is actually to ensure that we reduce or actually completely eliminate the production of organic sludge, the treatment process.
Amazing. So where did this start? I mean, as I understand it from my research, you initiated 2 pilot projects before entering the market on a operations and maintenance basis. Could we touch on those early projects?
Yeah, what we did actually, when we came across the technology, because we're not necessarily in that space. As I said, that the company started in 2009 in the professional services where we focused on change and project management. So when we came across this technology, it was relatively new for us. So naturally, we had to try and pilot it and see how actually it performs in the local environment. So we actually approached a couple of municipalities where we said, we have this technology, it has got these functionalities, it has got these advantages. Can we actually pilot it at no cost to those respective municipalities? So fortunately, we did actually got a positive feedback on 2 municipalities in the Eastern Cape. One is in the Sundays River municipalities, which is a citrus producing environment, where we said we would want to enhance the capacity of the existing plant. But the plant was not performing optimally, which actually influenced the quality of the effluent and consequently the produce, because the farmers were using the effluent from the plant to irrigate. Now, to the extent that the quality of the effluent was not necessarily up to standard, the produce was actually not good as well, which actually limited the extent to which they can export their produce. So we put our plant there, we kept it there for about 6 months, just to see how it performs. So at least we're able to say, does it work? And as we did that, we worked with the Water Research Commission as well, to say, can they assess the performance of our plant? Also, we did it in another municipality, was Chrisad municipality. The plant there was actually overutilized. Now that affected the quality of the effluent as well, discharging almost raw sewer into the river. So we had to put our technology there to augment the existing plant. So what that demonstrates is that our plant can actually work and coexist with the traditional plants in a way of coexistence and actually upgrading the quality of the performance of the plants.
So at the moment, where are you implementing your O&M strategy?
We have a project now that actually is currently running in the Free State province. It's a Glen Agricultural College. So what they have done, they had an existing plant that actually was not working at all. So the decision was made, first they did a study. What would it cost to refurbish the existing plant, as opposed to bringing in a new packaged plant? Now, the plant we have in Bloemfontein actually was out of that study. To refurbish that plant was going to cost them more than 50 million rand. Then our solution came at about 26 plus, just around 26 million rand to completely replace that existing plant. So the plant actually is treating about 450 cubic meters per day.
Substantial.
It's about 4,000 people that we are treating there. So what we did there, we give the technology, we deploy the technology, we maintain the technology, then ultimately we transfer it to the client. So now we are almost in our 2nd year, almost finishing our 2nd year of maintaining the plant with constant performance in terms of the results, the quality of the effluent. So that's one pilot, that's one project that we have, that's not pilot, it's a commercial in the country.
All right, fantastic. So in closing, I mean, where do you see the future for Opecs in South Africa?
I think the challenge is that actually, as we raised initially about the wastewater and the water usage generally, as such that there are always opportunities for new technologies. As I always say, whenever I engage with some of the industry players and actually people generally, the luxury to use water only once is no longer there. So we would want to be seen as people that are contributing to more supply of potable water by making sure that the wastewater that we receive is treated for reuse. Because if you are able to reuse the water that actually we treat, you are providing more water at the potable. So we would want in the next few years to be seen as a technology of choice, also to be appreciated as those ones who actually contributed towards making sure that you create a humane world order by giving decent sanitation to ordinary people. Also provide opportunity for aspiring engineers to come and contribute more, because technology is evolving. So we want to create a space where those who aspire to contribute in this world order are able to come and exercise their skills, donate their competences, and be part of a global movement that's seeks to create this kind of a world that we all aspire.
Brilliant, Sia. I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is Alistair Curry for Infrastructure News.